Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Classic 4 or 5 minutes late. No big deal. No big deal. Not a problem at all. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Week 14 is here. It's been here, but you get what I'm saying. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Sunday to all of you. Back to do what we usually do. Starts and sits for week 14. Some important weather updates, some weather games that we need to be aware of for today. We've got rain over in Jacksonville. We're gonna have snow over in Buffalo, and then we're gonna have a classic Minnesota winter game over in Minnesota. Of course, it's important to know that. All that to say, just having some fun. How's everybody doing? Let's get into some of your questions here. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing? All right, let's start at the top. My guy, Trevor, my guy, Big Dog, Kyle Fannin or Harold Fannin, the flex. I would go with Kyle Monangai at this point. There is some intrigue for Fannin just because I don't believe in any of the other pass catchers for the Browns, but this Bears rushing attack is among the best right now in the league. So I'm gonna ride the hotter hand with Monangai, even with the tougher matchup. Nate on YouTube at the flex, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin, RJ Harvey. I think the answer there is AJ Brown. I'm not confident in the Eagles' ability to run the ball. Terry's kind of a riskier play this week with Minnesota. I see a slight advantage just because they play so much zone defense, and Terry thrives on zone defense. RJ Harvey, yes, in a workload. Vegas isn't the most ideal matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has another game similar to last week, but I think AJ Brown clears the other two guys there. Michael on Facebook, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow on that one, even with the snow. Jaden's intrigue. You know what? I'm going to actually say Jaden on that one. Jaden maybe uses his legs a little bit today against the Vikings blitz. So I think Jaden may just has the slight edge over Burrow. And the other thing is too, I'm not terribly confident for most of the Bengals. Well, Burrow's rushing upside is not really there. At least Josh Allen's is. That's the point there. Perfect, by the way, between my 3 weeks and my girlfriend, all 4 in playoffs already with 2 and 1 seed because y'all so appreciate it. And that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Yay. Keep this in mind for next year. Ladies and gentlemen. Keep this in mind. Harold Fannin, Colson Loveland. I think I give the edge to Harold Fannin on that one. I do like the fact that Cleveland has the ability, like the matchup today could allow for a decent game for some of these Browns players, like Quinshon Judkins for sure, Harold Fannin, Colson Loveland, solid player, but just like it's such limited volume that we got to bank on like one big play, right? A touchdown or something like that. I would go with Fannin over Loveland. C-Dog, start 2, bench 1, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or Joe Burrow. I would start Burrow and Mahomes. I can't trust Lamar at this point. I really, really can't. P. Crow Armstrong is him. Facts. PCA is a beast. Kyle Monangai, Troy Franklin, or Jaden Higgins. I'm going to go Monangai. There's an opportunity for Franklin and Higgins this week, right? Franklin is definitely the guy that does better against the type of coverage that Vegas likes to play, which is a lot of single high. Jaden Higgins, maybe Trent McDuffie's kind of shadowing Nico Collins all game. So maybe Jaden Higgins kind of takes advantage of some of those opportunities, but I would go with Monangai. Again, that's a hot hand thing for me. I can start should I start Nico Collins, Michael Wilson, Devin Neal, or Kenneth Walker if I win, I get a bye? I would definitely start Michael Wilson. No Marv this week. I'm throwing Michael Wilson right back in, especially against the Rams, where the Rams could score points. Arizona's chasing that means Jacoby Brissett gets to just rip it around the yard. That's good for Michael Wilson. So I would definitely go Michael Wilson. And I think I'm still going to lean Nico Collins. I understand the opportunity that Devin Neal and Kenneth Walker have, but I still going to go with Nico Collins there. Jaden Daniels, Daniel Jones, or Lamar Jackson, Jalen Waddle, Quinshon Judkins, Chase Brown, or Emeka Egbuka in full PPR. So for your quarterback, I lean Daniels. And then for your other one between Waddle, Judkins, Chase Brown, and Emeka in full PPR, I like Waddle. If it was half PPR, I would probably give the edge to Judkins, but since it's full PPR, I'm going to give the edge to Jalen Waddle there. Anthony on Facebook, Dalton Schultz or Brenton Strange. That's let's take a look at the Jacksonville weather. Last time I checked, it's going to be raining all game. That doesn't bode well, in my opinion, for really anybody on this Jaguars team. I'll be honest. I might lean Dalton Schultz. I'm too scared by that weather. I don't feel great about it. Joe over on Facebook. Good morning. Good morning, sir. 2 leagues. Judkins, Waddle, or Harvey in the flex. Also Sutton or Strange in the flex. Both are PPR also. I think between Sutton and Strange, I would go with Cortland Sutton. In the other one, between Judkins, Waddle, and Harvey, same thing. Since it's PPR, I'm also going to lean Waddle over Judkins. Nathaniel over on YouTube, start 3. Chase Brown, Derrick Henry, Quinshon Judkins, Saquon Barkley. For sure, starting Quinshon Judkins. For sure, starting Chase Brown. Look, Cincinnati's offensive line is playing better. We just need to state the obvious. They are playing better right now. So it's between Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. I think I lean Derrick Henry over Saquon at this point. I cannot trust a Philly run game with any fiber of my body. I can't get behind it. So who should I start at quarterback? Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels. I would go with Jaden Daniels on that one. I don't mind Jordan Love. Outdoor though, I think last time I checked, it's supposed to be like 20s for Green Bay today. Yes, it's 17 right now. Not a whole lot of wind, but it's in the teens. So I don't trust Herbert really this week with the matchup and then the plate in his hand. I would go Daniels. Trouble with the double Chargers running this week. We have a 5 running back position limit. My other 3 running backs are on bye: CMC, Hendo, and B Rob. I honestly, I don't hate the idea of starting both, just because you know that both will get on the field in some capacity. Like I don't expect Amari Hampton to just dominate snaps. I think it's going to be there will be a mix. But I guess it depends on who's available though too, because if there's some guy like Chris Rodriguez, like you're just banking on a touchdown, Bam Knight, intriguing as well. Yes, it's the Rams, not a great matchup, but at least he catches passes. That matters. So let me know, Chad, who are some available options on the waivers? I imagine waivers are pretty thin, but just let me know. Hey, Ty, I'm in 4th place and I have Burrow, Dak on my roster. Should I pick up Jaden Daniel or JD5 and drop Judy to block my league mates? I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I do. Rostering 3 quarterbacks is tough, but Judy is pretty much non-existent at this point. So getting somebody that does give you just another option, I don't hate it. And it's blocking your league mates. So yeah. Start JT, even though it's raining. Yes. If anything, that helps out JT. Not needing to throw the ball as much. Danny on Facebook, Devin Neal or Bam Knight. I lean Devin Neal just slightly, but I don't mind Bam just again because of his pass catching ability. Top 3 RBs are Blake Corum, Kareem Hunt, and Tyler Algier. I maybe would start Kareem Hunt over like Kamani Vidal. I don't really like Kareem Hunt's matchup with Houston, but you know, if if Kansas City is somehow able to get into the red zone, it's Kareem Hunt territory. So that's I would start Kareem Hunt over Vidal, but it's definitely not an exciting start, to say the least. What's up, Ty? With no Rome today, would you start DJ Moore over AD Mitchell? No. I think if anything, I would honestly go, if you have the ability to drop somebody, I would go play Luther Burden over both of those guys. I would play Luther Burden over DJ Moore and AD Mitchell this week. Start T. Higgins or Michael Wilson. I would start Michael Wilson over T. Higgins. I have PCI. I have Myers, Franklin, DJ Moore, and Higgins. Who would you put in the wide receiver spot? I would probably put Troy Franklin, to be honest. Baseball shorts, thanks. Of course. I got you, my guy. Kelsey or Loveland this week. I'm going Travis Kelsey. I think there is reason that you look at your players, and if they're lined up against Houston, not great, but I think the receivers on Kansas City are going to have a tough time. I think Kelsey can kind of step up here. Actually, I missed that question. Jaden Daniels or DK Metcalf. I'm assuming it's a super flex. You should definitely play the quarterback then. Brian, good to see you, my guy, on Facebook. Khalil Shakir, Troy Franklin, Xavier Worthy in the flex. I might lean Troy Franklin on that one. I've got not a ton of hope for Buffalo in the snow. Worthy is kind of an afterthought in this. I shouldn't say he's an afterthought, but definitely not the same with Rashee Rice. I'm gonna go Troy Franklin. Wish I could, but Burden got picked up earlier this week. Dang it. DJ Moore definitely does better against zone, and that's what Green Bay does run. Maybe go DJ Moore. So now that it just hit me. Yes, no Roma Junze. Maybe it's an increased opportunity for Loveland, but most of those other questions that I got for Loveland, I would stand by my answer. My concern is dropping a handcuff right before the playoffs. That's why I'm hesitant to drop Vidal or Brian Robinson. I think what you should do, Chad, take a look at your league, right? And if there are people that are willing to go pick up a Brian Robinson at this point, I think, or actually, maybe it's not a running back. Well, I guess because you're at a limit. Essentially, the thing that you got to ask yourself is, do you need a win right now? Right? Do you need a win for better seeding to get a bye, something like that? Or is this week kind of inconsequential for your playoffs or anything like that? Because if it doesn't have any impact, then I would just roll out the Chargers and just kind of take the week as is. But if you need a win, I would say you're gonna have to take the risk. And I would probably drop Brian Robinson. Actually, I would probably drop Vidal, honestly, because no one can pick him up by I think Kansas City plays later tonight. So you can even wait until it gets closer to kickoff, pick up Kareem Hunt, drop Vidal. By that point, Kamani Vidal can't be picked up by anybody else. And I'm expecting Amari and Hampton to kind of take a larger slice of the pie moving forward now that he's back, rather than and I think holding on to Brian Robinson is just kind of the holding on to Brian Robinson is more beneficial because of CMC. I meant Jaden Higgins or DK. Gotcha. I still lean DK. It's rough, but I still lean DK. JPO Jam, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Pick 1.5 PPR, Terry McLaurin or Troy Franklin. And for quarterback, Daniels or Nix, would you try to stack either way? I'm in a win or lose situation. Definitely go McLaurin. Definitely go with Daniels. That's the stack that I would play this week. Daniels for his rushing ability. McLaurin probably his preferred target against zone coverage. That would be my option, my preference. My league has the most points for payout. I'm first and want the best floor play between DJ Moore and AD Mitchell. For floor, then I would probably go DJ Moore. Yeah, there's not really anyone else that I could. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go DJ Moore. AD Mitchell. I want to see another game of AD Mitchell first before really having any kind of confidence in AD Mitchell, if that makes sense. Joe's what's happening? Jaden Daniels or Trevor Lawrence. We're gonna go Jaden Daniels. Joe Burrow or Lamar. I think I go Burrow still. My first place is but it's a 3-way tie, 9-5. I would say it's a must win. I would say that's a must win. I hope you see that. I hope you agree with that. I would drop Vidal. And pick up Kareem Hunt. So you give your best, you give yourself the best chance to win there. J Poe, thank you. You're welcome. I got anytime. Thank you for the super chat again. Olave, Chase Brown, Jalen Waddle, or RJ Harvey. Thanks and good luck. Good luck to you too. If it's full PPR, I lean Jalen Waddle. If it's half PPR, it gets a little more intriguing then. Chase Brown against Buffalo could really have a game. I might lean Chase Brown then if it's half PPR, but if it's full PPR, go Jalen Waddle. All right, so another one for a must-win week. Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels. I go Daniels on that one. Colson Loveland, Zach Ertz. That one I'm going to go Colson Loveland. I got that one already. T. Higgins, Michael Wilson. Yep, got that one already. That's a Michael Wilson one for me. Right now I got Chase and it's full PPR. I would go with Jalen Waddle then. I would go Waddle on that one. Dalton Kincaid, Brenton Strange. Great question. Actually, let me confirm this. I never saw an update on Dalton Kincaid's status. He's active, but that's in the snow. So what am I in the 2 weather games with snow and rain? I think I lean Brenton Strange still. I think. Saquon or David Montgomery. Montgomery played on Thursday, so I think your option's only Saquon there. Thank you. Feel Lamar is due for a good game, but 3 straight mediocre weeks has been tough to keep confidence, and Burrow looked great last week. He looked good last week. Lamar, I honestly think he's playing at like 80%. And it's not an effort thing. I think he's playing hurt a bit, and it's throwing him off. I think that continues this week, even against Pittsburgh. Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow. I lean Daniels on that one. The snow gets me, man. I don't know what it is. Love a defense question here. Cleveland defense or the Packers defense? Cleveland defense for sure. Terry on Facebook to clinch first place. Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford. I think you still got to go Josh Allen. Yes, it's a snow game, but the rushing upside you can't beat. And our good friends over at Underdog, Josh and Hayden, in their YouTube channel, you should definitely go check them out. They were kind of joking around and kind of like half serious though, that Stafford was so focused on beating kind of the touchdown record without throwing a pick, and he beat it. And then last week is when we saw the interceptions come back. It's a very that again, they were half joking but also half serious. Like that could be an actual thing. So I'm going to take the rushing outside there. Non PPR start 1 wide receiver and flex AJ Brown, Waddle, and Swift. Touchdowns. That's what you need. I think the 2 receivers are going to give you those opportunities this week. Thanks for the advice, but I think I'm going to start Kincaid because he plays that Bengals. That is 1,000% fair. 1,000% fair. I have 0 gripes about it. He's the top target for Buffalo. Again, I have 0 gripes about that. So sorry, I meant Saquon or Hunt. Aha. I would still go Saquon then. Adam on Facebook, go Big Red. or Sky Yuma, row the boat, go Gophers. Row the boat, Sky Yuma, go Gophers. Row the boat, Sky Yuma, go Gophers. Must win, Kamani Vidal, Jordan Mason, or Woody Marks. Between Kamani Vidal, Woody Marks, and Jordan Mason. I know it's not. I know for sure not Jordan Mason with Aaron Jones active. So it's between Vidal and Woody Marks. Woody Marks going against Kansas City at home, not great. And he was questionable like all week. I might lean Vidal on that one, even in the split backfield. Brian on Facebook, Strange or Zach Ertz. I think I still lean Brendan Strange on that one. Jeff on Facebook, Devon Vele or AD Mitchell. I would go with AD Mitchell on that one. Daniels Love or Bo Nix. I'm going to go Jane Daniels. Must win week. Chase Brown, Judkins, Hampton, and Harvey. Full PPR. I would rank it as such in full PPR. Chase Brown, Judkins, Harvey, Hampton. And then I got a quarterback question for you. Caleb Williams, Jacoby Brissett, or Trevor Lawrence. I got the Jags game being high scoring, so I got T-Law. I would go Jacoby Brissett. I would go Jacoby Brissett for your quarterback. So again, your running back, the way I would rank it, full PPR, Chase Brown, Quinshon Judkins, RJ Harvey, Omarion Hampton. And then your quarterbacks, I would go Brissett, Caleb Williams, and Trevor Lawrence. See here, Michael Carter, Troy Franklin, or Jordan Addison. I would go with Troy Franklin on that one. I need a win. Juwan Johnson, Harold Fannin Jr., or Brenton Strange. I think Juwan Johnson's tough, but ever since they traded Rashid Shaheed, he's kind of reemerged in that offense, or he's at least kind of come back in that offense. Against Tampa, I think I'm going to go Juwan Johnson. Thanks, dude. Of course, anytime. Let's see here. Different league. Full PPR, Zay Flowers or Ladd McConkey. I think I'm going to go Ladd McConkey. Oh, that's tough. I don't like the fact that that Ladd is going to draw Cooper DeJean in the slot. But at the same time, Baltimore, Zay Flowers is like, I don't want to say he's non-existent, but he's had in his last 4 games, he's had 4 catches, 3 catches, 5 catches, 2 catches. Is it crazy to say that I might lean? Can I say Zay Flowers? That feels so wrong, but it feels right. So I don't like the fact that Ladd goes up against that Philly defense. They're allowing the lowest amount of yards, the lowest fantasy points from the slot. So I think if you need a win, I think you got to go Zay Flowers, man. I think we got to take the chance. First year of fantasy, you're doing God work right now, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you, man. Much appreciated. Thank you for the kind words. Quinn Johnson, Keenan Allen. I think I go Quinn Johnson, but I don't feel great about either one of them. Also, Brenton Strange, Loveland, or Goddard. Michael Colson, Loveland. I think I still give the edge to Brenton Strange just slightly, but the rain is. If you're too worried by the rain, I would definitely go Colson, Loveland then. Lamar Jackson, Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to go Jacoby Brissett. Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren. I would go Brock Bowers. Not quite sure what to do. Do you think Omarion will play? And if so, him or Hunt? Yes, I would play Omarion Hampton. I think he plays. Yes, I would play Hampton over Kareem Hunt. Colson, Loveland, or Strange for the tight end. The exact same answer I just had for one of those other questions. I like Brenton Strange. If you're too scared off by the weather and the rain that's going to be happening all game there, you can go Colson, Loveland. Zero arguments or pushback for me on that one. Will Herbert play too? All signs kind of point to it. Daniel Jones, Caleb Williams this week. Daniel Jones in the rain or Caleb Williams against the Packers defense. I think I go Caleb. Jacoby or Jaden Daniels. This is fascinating. I think I go Jaden Daniels on that one. Juwan Johnson or Marion Gatson is standard. I would go Juwan Johnson. Should I play Jaden Reed over Ladd if no Herbert? No. It's because I do feel I'm confident that Herbert plays. So that's why I say no. Goddard, Darren Waller, Dalton Kincaid. I think I go with Kincaid, then Waller. That's my leaning. I got that one already. DK Metcalf or Alec Pierce. DK Metcalf on that one. Not great, but I don't feel great about Pierce in the rain. Help, please. Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., Jacoby Myers, Kareem Hunt, or Kyle Monangai. I think I go Kyle Monangai, honestly. Do I? Nah, go Aaron Jones. Go Aaron Jones on that one. Aaron Jones, then Kyle Monangai. Non-PPR. Who should I flex between Jaden Reed, Jacoby Myers, Spatial Tootin, and Jayden Higgins? I was killed by having CMC and Henderson up high and playing for the 1 seed this week. That is brutal. I would go Jayden Higgins on that one. Do I though? No. Go Jacoby Myers. If Jacksonville is going to be throwing the ball today, it's going to be over the middle and underneath, and that's where Jacoby Myers is. So I would go Jacoby Myers, Jayden Higgins, Spatial Tootin, and Jaden Reed. I need to see a game of Jaden Reed and what that does to the Green Bay offense before I ever put him in a lineup. Thank you, sir. You guys carry me to the 1 seed. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. I'm happy to hear that. Chris Godwin, Luther Burden. Wheels up on Luther Burden, baby. Wheels up on Luther Burden. Pick one in full PPR, Burden, Higgins, or Pierce. Wheels up on Luther Burden, man. Dean, wheels up on Luther Burden. Let's ride. Pick 3, Kyle Monangai, Kenneth Gainwell, Cortland Sutton, Jayden Higgins. For sure, I'm going Cortland Sutton and Kyle Monangai. And so the last spot is Kenny Gainwell and Jayden Higgins. Gainwell's interesting because I see a world where Baltimore gets out ahead for whatever, somehow, some reason. And that means Kenny Gainwell gets on the field. I think I go Gainwell because if that happens, that upside Jayden Higgins doesn't really have. Let's see here. Liam, thanks a ton, dude. Of course. Deep league, need to start 2 PPR, 80 Mitchell, Troy Franklin, Chris Rodriguez, Darnell Mooney, Zach Ertz. Starting 2 in PPR, Troy Franklin, Chris Rodriguez. You're just a touchdown for Chris Rodriguez. That's where I'm at. Dean, thanks. Of course. I got you. Sorry if I missed it, but Daniels or Baker? Daniels on that one. Scarborough or Daniels? Avery on Facebook? Daniels. Alec Pierce, Zay Flowers in full PPR. That one I lean Zay Flowers. Terry McLaurin, Christian Watson in PPR. I think the right play is Christian Watson. But don't be surprised if Christian Watson has a worse game with Jalen Johnson in coverage. If that scares you enough, I totally understand going Terry McLaurin. I totally get it then. Luther Burden, A.D. Mitchell, or Khalil Shakir? You know my answer, man. Luther Burden, baby. Luther Burden. Let's go. Chris Godwin or Jacoby Myers? I would go with Jacoby Myers still on that one. Score Cooking, thanks for all the advice. Of course. I'm happy to help. Flex Jordan Addison, Luther Burden. My man. We're going Luther Burden on that one. Luther Burden or Darnell Mooney this week. Luther Burden, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I look, is Jaden Reed worth a start? Need a third receiver in a non-PPR league. Have Alec Pierce starting at the moment. I understand the thought process for not starting Alec Pierce, but I don't think Jaden Reed is the right guy to start. I think it depends if who else is available on waivers. Like I said earlier, I want to see a game with Jaden Reed in the lineup to see exactly how this this offense it changes at all for with Jaden Reed in the mix. Thoughts on Walker and Bucky? Bucky, I love this week. You should absolutely fire him up. And Ken Walker, I also like a fair amount this week. Not as much as Bucky, but I think there's an opportunity here for Walker to have a pretty good game. Mahomes or Jalen Hurts? I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes on that one. Woody Marks or Aaron Jones? Aaron Jones. Wait, why are you so high on Luther Burden? No Rome Odunze this week. And Luther Burden has been getting on the field more and more over the last couple weeks. It started by getting him in just kind of single receiver sets. And then they started rotating him in with the 3 wide receiver sets. And he's kind of won over the full-time slot job. And now no Rome Odunze. That means we get him on the field in 1 wide receiver sets. We get him on the field in 2 wide receiver sets, and he's automatically then on the field for 3 wide receiver sets. Like, we could get like full-time Luther Burden. The question will be like how much does Chicago throw the ball? But hey, Luther Burden led the team in yards last week. It might be for 2 straight weeks at this point. Yeah. Mechie is available. That's about it. Yeah, I imagine. I would rather play John Mechie over Jaden Reed. If you really want to get Alec Pierce out of your lineup. Kenny Gainwell, Zach Charbonnet, I would go with Kenny Gainwell on that one. Jaden Daniels or Tyrod Taylor or pick up Sanders must be able to get into the playoffs. Oh, Jaden Daniels, for sure. Jacoby Myers or Khalil Shakir. Between the two, I lean Myers still just slightly. Myers over Alec Pierce. Yes. Zach Ertz, Chris Rodriguez, Keenan Allen or 80 Mitchell pick 1. Probably Chris Rodriguez just for volume sake. Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, Devon Bailey, Ladd, pick 2 in full PPR. I think you still have to pick Ladd. Yes, it's difficult, but hey, maybe on the off chance, right? You still pick Ladd. And I think you go Jacoby Myers over Brian Thomas Jr. and Devon Bailey at that point. Kareem Hunt or Alec Pierce in the flex. If you need a floor, go Kareem Hunt. I might just lean that on in general, probably. I'm going Daniels over Baker. Dumb move? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not in the slightest. Luther Burden or Troy Franklin? Luther Burden, baby. Luther Burden, let's go. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate you for tuning in. Last one from Danny on Facebook. Jacoby Myers, Chris Olave, Wilson, pick 2. Chris Olave, Michael Wilson. That's an easy one. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I hope some of you understand like that if I get like this close to the microphone, it's because I'm a bungulator. Okay. Full admit, hand up. We are bungulators over here, okay? And if you know what that is, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then that's then the weirdest thing you've ever heard. And I apologize. Pick 1: RJ Harvey, Ashton Genty, Kenneth Walker. Oh, that's an interesting one. I think I lean RJ Harvey. Yes, Ashton Genty is getting receiving work, but I don't like that Denver matchup at all. At all. Let's see here. Brian on Facebook, Devin Neal versus Tampa or Jalen Warren versus Baltimore. I think I still lean Jalen Warren on that one. Terry McLaurin or Marion Hampton, go with Terry McLaurin. Ooh, another defensive question. Denver versus Vegas, Cleveland versus Tennessee, Cleveland for sure. Danny, thanks, bro. Of course, I got you anytime. Eric, thanks, man. Appreciate the advice. Always. I got you guys. Michael Wilson or Alec Pearson, no PPR. Ooh, Michael Wilson. Even, yes. Darren Waller or Michael Pittman. A little premium on the tight ends. I would go Darren Waller. Dean, last question. I do have Brian Thomas on the bench. Thoughts on him? Thanks for the help, man. Essentially, the question is Jaden Reed, 80. No. Jaden Reed, Alec Pierce, John Mechie, Brian Thomas Jr. Alec Pierce and Brian Thomas Jr. are in the same game. I think I still lean Alec Pierce. I think I lean Alec Pierce still over all of those. Tuden or Jordan Mason or Mason Taylor in my flex. PPR for another premium on tight end. See, I want to say Mason Taylor so bad just because I'm a Mason Taylor guy. It just hasn't been great. They're not utilizing him. Basal Tuden's kind of taking over red zone work in Jacksonville. I might go Tuden. I want to bring this up. If Troy Franklin pops off today, I'm going to blow a gasket. Welcome to the Sean Payton experience. It's the worst kind of ride you could ever go on. It's the worst, single-handedly the worst roller coaster that you could ever go on. And the worst part about it, there's no way to predict it. You have no idea what's coming. That roller coaster changes every single time that you go on it. I won't say the joke, but if you're in Minnesota and you listen to KFAN, you know exactly who, you know the nickname for Sean Payton. You're the man. Appreciate it. You bet, Chad. Anytime. Thanks for your questions, I should say. Joe Burrow or Matthew Stafford this week? Luke, good to see you. I would go with Matthew Stafford on that one. A.D. Mitchell or Darren Waller in the flex. From Ubaldo. I think I lean Darren Waller. Oof, that's rough. Gainwell or Charbonnet? Yes, Kenny Gainwell on that one, in my opinion. Good to see you too. That's what I'm talking about. That's my guy. Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, or is that Chris Rodriguez? So Christian Watson, Chris Godwin. Oh my gosh, the battle of the Chris's. Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Chris Rodriguez. Oh my gosh. Avery, I think. Christian Watson. Yeah. Thoughts on Watson versus Marks? I'm assuming Watson is Christian Watson. I would play Christian Watson over Woody Marks. I forgot to mention I have Chase. Does that make a difference? I would then play Joe Burrow. Commanders. Yes. I was right. I would go Christian Watson still. Avery. I would go Christian Watson there. Devin Neal or DeAndre Swift? DeAndre Swift. Darren Waller or Brenton Strange at tight end? I lean Brenton Strange. And I think Darren Waller is just on the outside of the tier of tight ends that I would be okay playing over Strange if you're too worried about the rain. I think Darren Waller's just on the outside of that tier. Omarion Hampton, Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez or Omarion Hampton from Bill. I would go with Omarion Hampton. Michael Wilson, Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams. That man is almost guaranteed to score every single week. He has 14 touchdowns on the year. Hello. What? That's a touchdown a game. That's insane. Go Devontae Adams. Should I start the Packers defense or do I have the ball to start the Commanders defense and hope for Jay to be bad? How dare you? How dare you? I the Commanders' defense has just been so bad. It's been so bad. I think I would still play the Packers defense, to be honest with you. Or I would even do this. If the Eagles defense is somehow available, I would play them. If what's another defense that I would play? Yeah, you get the point. I think I still go Packers. Juwan Johnson, whoever's available at tight end, go Juwan Johnson. Best way to deal with dynasty rookie draft order. Ooh, okay. I have 2 different leagues. Loser of booty bracket gets first pick, or winner of the booty bracket. I think that I go the first option because essentially the booty bracket is consolation, right? So if you win consolation, unless I should say this, unless your league has it set up where the loser advances, then it is winner of the booty bracket because technically that's the loser of every single matchup. The way that here's what we do in my leagues for dynasty rookie draft order. We have it set by the max points for. It's because we do all of our dynasties over on Sleeper, and Sleeper allows you to have they track the max points forward. So essentially, if you played the correct lineup every single week, that's your point total. That's total at the end of the year. For all the teams that don't make the playoff, they are then ranked. The team with the lowest amount of max points for gets the first pick, and then second, third, etc. Until you get to the playoff teams. The playoff teams then are by when you lose. So if you lose in the first round and you have the least amount of max points for, you then are the next pick. That's how we do it. And I think that's the best way to do. That's the best way to make sure that like the worst teams get the best picks to kind of balance everything out. Then instead of having the fluke of a team that had like Malik Neighbors and James Conner, the team that get absolutely just demolished by injuries this year. That way they don't just kind of luck into a top pick because they still have a decent team then, if that makes sense. Bill, thanks. Of course, I got you. Jaden Daniels or Joe Burrow? I go Jaden Daniels slightly on that one. Khalil Shakir, Jaden Higgins, or Chris Godwin? I think I lean Jaden Higgins on that one. Khalil Shakir, DJ Moore. I think I go Khalil Shakir. Do you think at the end of this year, Devontae Adams will finish as a top 5 at his position? Oh, yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, based on the way that things are going right now, he is currently the wide receiver 8 in points per game. And if you look at some of the names ahead of him, like Rashee Rice, and these are points per game, by the way. So, like Rashee Rice, Jackson Smith-Njigba are kind of, I would say they're locks for the top 5 at this point. Then you're looking at like Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, but he just had a dud of a game. Like there's a lot that can happen here. Devontae Adams could definitely finish top 5 at the wide receiver spot this year. I have the Steelers defense. Any thoughts? It's not terrible. I don't feel great about it, but I also don't feel like I need to move off of it just because his Baltimore offense is not as potent as it used to be. You have a defense ranking? No, but I just kind of I have mental note of just the offense is the target and all that kind of stuff. Jaden Higgins is in my lineup right now, but Godwin and Burden are on waivers right now. Who should I play, Burrow or Stafford? Your quarterback, I would play Stafford. But if you're able to, I would go pick up Luther Burden and go play Luther Burden over Jaden Higgins. Let's go. Bo Nix or Lamar Jackson? Gross. I think I still lean Lamar on that one then. Can I start Flowers, Etienne, and Metcalf on the bench? I think I lean Etienne over Zay Flowers. Brian Thomas Jr., Aaron Jones, or Devin Neal in the flex and PPR weakest position for me. That's a good problem to have. I think I would go Aaron Jones on that one. Bucky Irving, Saquon Barkley, Bucky Irving. Who do I start? Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert. Oof. I would maybe go look at waivers real quick. Let me know who's available. Half PPR, Charbonnet, Chris Rodriguez. I would go with Chris Rodriguez. That's a volume thing. Logan, just to follow up, I have to pick between Woody Marks, Aaron Jones, and Devin Neal. I was leaving Woody, but now I have Jones in. I'm also starting Jets, so I don't know if I should start both Jets and Jones. I don't think starting Jefferson really is a negative to Aaron Jones, whether you play him or not. I like Aaron Jones's matchup. The team can let him kind of dominate the backfield in terms of snaps and touches. I would definitely, if you don't feel comfortable playing Aaron Jones because you have Jefferson, you should play Devin Neal then. And I understand the logic. Personally, for me, I wouldn't be too fazed by it, but I understand it. So if you don't feel comfortable with it, Devin Neal is then your guy. Darian, Emeka Egbuka, Terry McLaurin. Ooh. I think I'm still going to go Emeka Egbuka on that one. Trade question for Dynasty in 10-man in standard. Hurts, Kyron in a third this year for Bucky. Who wins? The team that definitely gets Jalen Hurts and Kyron Williams. Because in standard, touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, that's kind of a cheat code. Okay. I think that side gets it. Essentially, like, yes, it's an upgrade going from Kyron, or like Bucky is the better running back there, right? Between him and Kyron for Dynasty, in my opinion. But Jalen Hurts, like the value on Hurts, like totally over, like swings the pendulum so far to that package in terms of the side that wins it. Started Goff over Daniels because he was not activated. Dumb move. The process was there. I get it. Alec Pierce or Brian Thomas in full PPR. Between the two, Alec Pierce. Full PPR, Bam, Woody, or Jaden Higgins. I think I go Bam Knight. How do you feel about Ertz this week? I don't have much interest in Ertz. I think last week was kind of a fluke game for him. PPR, lots of buys. Blake Corum or Bashal Tootin. I feel like Blake Corum is more DFS than an actual like fantasy play. Bashal Tootin gets into the red zone. I think I lean Bashal Tootin. Got the Steelers as well. Commanders, Bucks, Eagles, Dolphins on waivers. Get Eagles for rest of season. Let me look this up real quick. I am pretty sure that the Eagles, Chargers, Raiders next week, but then Buffalo week 17, Washington week 16. I don't mind the Eagles rest of the season, I guess. Dolphins, Jets, Steelers, Bengals, Bucks. Don't feel great about that. Commanders, Minnesota, Giants, Philly. No, definitely not Commanders. The only other one would be the Buccaneers, Saints, Atlanta, Carolina, Miami. But Tampa is just so hot and cold. I think I would just go Eagles rest of the season. Nick on YouTube, PPR in the flex, Darren Waller, Quinn Johnson winning in, and I'm down after Thursday night. I think you got to go Darren Waller. Back to who I should start on the waiver wire. Is it Tyrod Taylor or JJ McCarthy? Gosh, JJ McCarthy has the matchup here. Who are some other options on waivers, though? Let me know. Let me know who else. Just to follow up, I can bench Saquon. Yeah. Depends on who you're playing over him, but I think you could. Again, depends on who you're playing instead, though. Steven on YouTube. Good morning. Full PPR, need one receiver and two flex. Currently starting Jalen Waddle, Lamb McConkey, Ken Walker. Would you work in Devin Neal, Pierce, Dobbs, or Addison with some good matchups? No, I would just leave it at. I would leave it at that. I would leave it at that. Devin Neal has some intrigue, and if there is like one change that I could at least give some thought to, believe it or not, it's Devin Neal or Lamakonki. But I still go Lad still on that one. I got Jane Daniels, Mahomes, and Burrow. Don't ask how, but I need to start one today. Rushing touchdown and passing touchdown are both 6 points. I go Mahomes. Hampton or Brian Thomas. I go with Hampton on that one. So do I start Herbert or Jones? Oh, that's right. Tyrod or McCarthy. No, I have Daniel Jones and Herbert. The whole waiver wire is terrible. So who do you think? That's a bummer. Gosh. If it's between Tyrod and JJ, I think I lean JJ. Oh man, that could backfire. But I Tyrod against Miami. If you trust the vet more, I get it. Second guessing my lineup, starting Nico, but need 2 more receivers: Olave, Devonta Smith, Terry, or Debo. I would definitely play Chris Olave. Then it's between Devonta Smith and Terry McLaurin for me. I think I would start Terry on that one. Chiefs defense rest of the season, Houston this week, Chargers next week, Tennessee, then Denver. Nah, I'd still lean Eagles on that one. Troy Franklin or Devon Vele. I would go Troy Franklin on that one. Just grab Loveland off waivers for bench since potential keeper grade, pick 120. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yes. That is great value. Yes. Way to go. W. Thank you so much. Of course, Logan. If you trust, I'll answer this again. If you trust the vet, go Tyrod Taylor. Also, should I stick with Packers defense or stream the Titans? No, go Packers defense. How close is Strange and Johnson? I don't know who to start. Strange keeps getting touchdowns. Yes, weather though pushes me to Juwan Johnson today. Sorry, I'm late. You don't need to be sorry, my guy. You don't need to be sorry. Lamar or Love? I think I go Jordan Love. Nah, man. I think you still got to go Lamar on the chance that he can just get one play. I think you got to go Lamar. Vidal in the flex, but can go get Bam Knight. Should I drop Emmanuel Wilson for Bam or run it with Vidal? I would drop Wilson for Bam Knight and play Bam Knight instead. Wait, so you don't think Herbert is playing? I do think he's playing. But I don't think he's going to be. The surgery was in his offhand, but I'm willing to take the chance again that I think this Chargers offense is such in a flimsy state where you've got your quarterback coming off of surgery. Martin Hampton's coming back, yes, but you got a split backfield. You got Cooper DeJean on McConkey. Like their secondary matches up pretty well against their receivers. That's my process. So even with Herbert playing, I would still pick up the Eagles defense there. Monungai and Aaron Jones. I think I lean Aaron Jones. But if you want to trust the hot hand, go Kyle Monungai. I don't hate that at all then. Start with Texans defense or stream Miami, Washington, or Pittsburgh. Stick with the Texans defense. Trust me, still stick with the Texans defense. Picked up Mike Evans. W or L. That's a W. There are a lot worse death pieces that you could have on your team. Let's go with this. Christian Watson, AD Mitchell, or John Mechie in the flex. Go Christian Watson. Tampa defense rest of the season. Yeah. The schedule is there for Tampa. The schedule is there, but the play has just been so up and down. So if you want to just kind of blindly trust the schedule that they have, go for it. Jacoby Myers, Kyle Monungai in PPR. I think I go Kyle Monungai just slightly. Start at one tight end in flex. I would start the tight ends. I would start Tyler Warren. I would start Brock Bowers. Got that one already. Christian Watson or Kyle Pitts in the flex. Go Christian Watson, DK Metcalf, or BTJ. Man, Two of the most like disappointing receivers this year. I still lean DK just slightly on that one. Start to Michael Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Ken Walker, and Mecca Ibuka for sure. I'm actually starting Michael Wilson into Mecca Ibuka on that one. Aranda Gadsden, Colson Loveland, AJ Barner, Colson Loveland over those two. Jane Daniels start over Lamar. I would. Hampton is back. So you think Vidal is going down in carries? Yes, I do. How much worse do you think it's going to be? I'm assuming you were talking about the Chargers here. I don't think it's going to be to the like. The Chargers will be fine. It's just rough this week against an Eagles defense. That's honestly how I see it. Do I drop Travis Etienne for a Luther Burden, Khalil Shakir type player? No. Hold on, Travis Etienne. Dolphins defense or Chargers defense? I would go with the Dolphins defense. Gadsden, Loveland, or Barber. Now it's Barner. Loveland. Yes, Jane Daniels over. Yes. Okay. Should I drop Trey Benson for Jawan Johnson, or do we still have faith in Trey Benson? Ooh. It's so. I would go pick up Jawan Johnson. If you have a Trey McBride, like if you have like a top end tight end, I don't actually you're blocking your league mates. I would. I think if Trey Benson plays this year, Bam Knight stays involved. Harold Fanning, Colson Loveland, AJ Barner. I think I go Colson Loveland just slightly on that one. Do I start Rice? Yes. Still, you have to. Darren Waller over Goddard. Yes. Khalil Shakir, Quinn Johnson, and Jacoby Myers. It's between Myers and Shakir. It's whatever you trust more. Do you trust Shakir in the snow, or do you trust Myers in the rain? I trust Myers just because I know that he's the underneath over the middle guy, so that's not too affected by the rain, but that I'll leave that one up to you. All right, then I'm getting banned for Vidal then. Yeah. Herbert or Sam Darnold this week. This week. I think I still go Herbert. Jacoby Brissett or Bo Nix. I would go with Jacoby Brissett. Bam Knight, Corum, or Pollard. Pick one. I would go Bam Knight. Is CD coming back to even for playoffs? He may miss a week because it's a concussion, but the fact that it's a long week for him maybe gives you some hope. Joe or Allen? I would go Josh Allen on that one. Burden or Pierce in no PPR. Luther Burden still. Yes, sir. Yo, DJ Moore or Troy Franklin need a W today. Troy Franklin is your guy then. Ooh, we love a kicker question. Evan McPherson or Cam Dicker the kicker. I'm going to go with Evan McPherson. Tough conditions to kick in, though. I don't know. I would go Cam Dicker, actually. I would go with Dicker the kicker on that one. Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle. Between the two, I would go with Jalen Waddle. Devin Neal or Chris Rodriguez Jr. I would go with Devin Neal. Luther Burden, wide receiver, one season. Hey, man. Hey, don't test me with a good time, man. I'm just saying, don't test me with a good time, okay? All right, a couple more questions here, and then I will let you guys go get your lineup set, go get ready for Week 14 and the ultimate sweat that is fantasy playoff seeding and all that stuff. Do I start JJ? I think you still should. Obviously, the ceiling is not the same, but if there's a matchup for him to get right, it's this one against Washington. I'm starting Waller and flexing Goddard. Lots of buys this week on my squad. Hey, that's real. That is the realest thing I've ever seen. That's the realest thing I've seen today. Hampton or BTJ? Go Hampton. Addison, a good start. I would still avoid Jordan Addison. Can you rank 1 through 4? Flowers, Metcalf, Barkley, Etienne. Barkley, Etienne, Flowers, Metcalf. How do you feel about Chase Brown against Buffalo? I like it a lot. I like that matchup a lot. Bucky or Marion? Oh, Bucky Irving. Couple more here. Full PPR flex must win. Michael Pittman or Christian Watson. I will go Christian Watson there. Chase McLaughlin or Cam Dicker. I would go Chase McLaughlin on that one. Is Sutton a good play today? Yeah. Good play. Relative. Yeah. Yes. Like he's someone that you probably should play this week if you had no other like better options. But I need the win. Wish me luck. I wish you luck, good sir. Godspeed to you. Running back 1 the rest of season. Oh, rest of season. Christian McCaffrey. Easy Christian McCaffrey. Last one, BTJ or Amari Hampton. That's an Amari Hampton one for me. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. Yes, fantasy playoffs start next week, or maybe you're in them right now. This is the start of your fantasy playoffs. So I wish you all the luck. Godspeed to all of you. Dallas Goddard, Colson Loveland. Go with Colson Loveland on that one. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Thank you for those of you that have liked the stream from wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter. Means a lot. If you're not following us, not subscribed, it goes a long way if you would just hit that subscribe button. This supports what we do. It's the simplest way to show your support for us. Yeah, again, thanks for tuning in. Hope the advice helps. We'll see you on our podcast episode that drops on Tuesday. We'll see you on the short forms if you follow us over there every single day, because we post every single day there. Thank you very much. I got you guys. Love doing these. Love helping you guys out. Best of luck to you guys in week 14. Last question, I promise. Full PPR, super flex, start 2. Devonta Smith, Harold Fannin, Kamani Vidal, Amari Hampton. Start Devonta Smith, and I would start Amari Hampton. Alrighty, y'all. Later. Best of luck. One more. Kylo said one more. Better hurry. Julio, Kincaid, or Strange. I would go with Kincaid on that one. And a standard Kincaid. One more, please. One more. Ethan, send in your question. Did I miss it? Maybe I did. Is it this one? Yeah, Bam Knight, Corum, or Tony Pollard. Pick one. Go Bam Knight. Jose, Devin Neal, or Woody Marks. Devin Neal. Kylo, where's your question? I gotta go. Man, I gotta go. Guys. I gotta go. Kincaid or Aranda Gats, and I would go with Dalton Kincaid. Alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna go later. Best of luck in week 14. That was it. Thanks, dude. Gotcha. Alrighty, later. Michael Wilson or That's a Seder League. That's a Michael Wilson. Yes.